I'm just gonna double check that it's that bad. I don't know what's up, but...
Oh my God, this is horrendous. Guys, it's worse than I thought. Like a little jar of baby food of rice. There's a handful of mistakes and assumptions that tourists to Spain make over and over again. So today, our mission is pure. Our goal is to give you a heads up about the 15 most common mistakes that tourists make in Spain before you come to Spain and make them. And helping me is a real-life authentic Spaniard, my wife Yoly.
Authentic Spaniard badge right here.
First of all, people have been missing you a lot.
And I've been missing you guys a lot too, and I have been missing making videos with you.
So, and there's one thing I do want to clear up, Yoly.
Let's hear it.
Are you wearing a dental prosthesis like a fully removable denture of the upper arch? Because you know what, the fans want to know, or at least one fan wants to know.
All right, only in the lower arch actually.
Does that mean you have false teeth?
Haven't you noticed?
Are we going to save the world, Yoly?
Let's do it.
Or at least a few Spain vacations. Venga, let's
go. Hola, buenas. Gracias.
Look, I don't know where you got the idea from that you have to drink alcohol with your tapas. But let's get one thing straight. You don't have to drink alcohol when you're going out for tapas, and nobody is going to think you're weird if you're having a non-alcoholic drink.
Is that alcoholic?
Of course.
Some of the most common and popular options, non-alcoholic options in tapas bars are tap water.
Exciting.
One of my favorites. Sparkling water.
Agua con gas, right?
Yes, agua con gas. Mosto, which is grape juice, right? Mosto. And 0-0, non-alcoholic beer. I've been on this for 2 years now.
It's like you think you're drinking, but you're not drinking. You're tricking yourself, but I like it. I get it. After 2 weeks traveling in Spain and eating fried pork products and other fried products, you probably think you're on the cusp of scurvy. And people say to me, James, why don't Spanish people eat fruit and vegetables? Where are all the fruit and vegetables?
Here's the thing, we do eat fruit and vegetables, a lot of them, because it's actually the basis of the Mediterranean diet. A lot of home-cooked recipes have actually a base of vegetables or legumes, and we very, very often have a piece of fruit for dessert, for example, at home. The thing is, though, that in tapas bars where you will be having your meals, there is more of a focus on seafood and meat than vegetables, really.
Somebody recently asked in the Spain Revealed Facebook group what the appropriate dress would be for men and teens in Botín, the oldest restaurant in the world.
And I think there's some sort of perception that here in Spain we dress very formally, and it's just not the case. So here we are in Capa Sesenya, an over 100-year-old cape shop here in Madrid. And back in the day, Spanish men used to wear these and you'd look a little like Dracula, but it kept you warm and it was formal. And if you want this look, come here. This place is amazing, but you don't need to. Generally, you can wear what you're comfortable in depending on the occasion and the season. We got some feedback on Instagram about this dress code question that I also wanted to read out, some other perspectives. Grace on Instagram said, don't pack a suit jacket and you don't need pumps and hosiery. I just wanted to read that out because I don't use the words pumps or hosiery enough in my everyday life. And maybe it is a matter of degree because Senora Loves Adventure said that compared to Texas, we do dress up in Spain. And a big thank you to the Spain Revealed Facebook community that helped us hone down the list of 15 mistakes for this video. If you're heading to Spain and you want to crowdsource advice and tips, then check out the link to the Facebook community down below.
Okay, so let's get one thing straight. The ancient and famous Spanish musical art form that developed over the centuries in the Guadalquivir River area is called flamenco, not flamingo, that's a bird. Regardless, I've seen many people make this mistake, and with good reason, I guess, because the Spanish word for the bird flamingo is flamenco. However, this is not where the word flamenco, the art form, comes from. You follow me? And when you're in Spain, particularly in Madrid, Seville, make sure that you do see flamenco in a place like this, Villarrosa, where they program fabulous flamenco every day.
And you actually can see flamingos in Spain, right?
You can, in El Rocío,
yeah.
Where you can actually also see flamenco, the art form.
Just go there, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh my God, another bird show. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. I I get the feeling that people don't sometimes realize that Spain is a fully developed country with an advanced modern economy. I see questions about the quality of the healthcare here, people wondering if it's any good. And I even had a question the other day asking, are there taxis in Spain? Look, it's true that Spain did take a while to develop in the 20th century, largely owing to a civil war and a 40-year dictatorship. But trust me, the healthcare here is world class. Yes, we have taxis, we even have Uber, and for our sins, we even have same-day Amazon delivery service. God help us.
So in 99.5% of Spain, tap water is perfectly drinkable. Now, I don't know where the other 0.5% is, but I'm sure that you're not going on vacation there. So the taste of the water will vary throughout Spain, right? So depending on whether it's hard or soft or the different levels of chlorine. So maybe the water that you will drink in Barcelona is going to be a little bit funny. Just consider it a local flavor.
Does your image of your time in Spain conjure scenes of smoke-filled taverns where you're drinking red wine, everyone around you is smoking cigars? You know, this is the country that brought tobacco to Europe. And in fact, 23% of male Spaniards say they smoke daily and 16% of women, which makes it natural to lead to the assumption that you're going to be surrounded by smokers constantly. Well, not quite. You see, in 2005, Spain was one of the first countries in Europe to ban smoking in workplaces and public transport. And in 2010, that ban was extended to bars and restaurants. Nowadays, you can't smoke in any indoor public spaces, but you are often surrounded by people smoking when you're on a terrace like this one, though maybe not for long. A law is currently going through Parliament that means that soon it might be illegal to smoke in outdoor public spaces like terraces like this one, and also beaches throughout Spain. In fact, there are beaches already where you can't smoke, such as the beaches of Barcelona. So what's the upshot? Soon, your trip to Spain might be one of the most smoke-free trips you could take in the world. So a common refrain that you're going to hear is, you've got to watch out for the gypsies. The gypsies in Europe are going to rob you.
Ten cuidado, que viene por ahí la gitana.
I also understand it's a completely separate issue that you're concerned about the high incidence of pickpocketing in some of the real central parts of the tourist centers in Spain. But these are totally different things. First of all, a more appropriate term for gypsies, or gitanos as they're often called in Spain, is Romani or Roma people. These are people that it's believed originated in India about 1,000 years ago and arrived into Spain about 500 years ago. But they've been marginalized within Spanish society through much of those 500 years. But despite that, they have brought and continue to bring a richness to this culture. The most obvious example of that is flamenco. They were integral to the formation of this art form and continue to be a potent force in modern day flamenco. I would encourage you to read and learn about the fascinating history and culture of the Roma people before you come. And also, totally separate topic, I would encourage you to be careful with your belongings when you're here and read up a little bit about some of the scams and traps that can befall you in some of the main tourist centers in Spain.
The time has come to talk paella. And people, the situation is bad.
You don't like it, right?
Oh my God, it's so bad. It is really bad. Like, I'm not gonna give any to Lucia. I was, thinking maybe if it's decent enough. No, I'm just gonna double check that it's that bad. The wrong spices, if there's any spices there. I don't know what's up, but
it looks pretty rough. All right. Oh my God, this is horrendous. Like a little jar of baby food of rice. Okay, so one of the most distressing things that I see in Spain is people having bad paella. You know what I mean? Kind of goopy rice, bland flavors, and this fluorescent yellow color that tells you that it's full of food coloring and not saffron. I'm gonna make a guess here without any evidence whatsoever, apart from my own eyes over the last 10 years, that 90 to 95% of tourists who have paella in Spain have an average experience. They have an average paella. Kind of like this one. If you want to get a great paella in Spain, you have to go to a restaurant that specializes in rice. There are so many dishes that are equally, or if not potentially more, delicious. So here's my tip. Don't get hung up on paella success when you're here. You can have an incredible gastronomic trip to Spain with or without the perfect paella experience.
So I see a lot of questions with people wondering about the best place to get cash out or to exchange money. I guess the presumption is that you're going to be paying for everything in cash. And it's a fair assumption. Spain was the country in the European Union before COVID where cash was most commonly used to pay for purchases. Nowadays, 93% of all businesses accept debit card, 82% accept credit card, 50% accept tap and go. Mejor a la vuelta es más con color.
Okay, so tapas is so much more than just a plate of food. It's a rich social activity that's full of unwritten rules and that changes kind of all over Spain a little bit. So it doesn't surprise me if you're confused. In fact, back in the day when I didn't have so many bags under my eyes, I made a video all about kind of what tapas are. And I suggest you go and watch that. I'll link it below. But in short, we think of tapas almost as an activity. In fact, in Spanish, there is a verb, tapear. So you go to tapear with friends or family. Once you get your head around the fact that tapas is really an activity versus a food, you're going to have a much more delicious time when you go out for that activity.
Let's break down bread. So there are two ways the Spaniards use bread. So the first way is we use it as a utensil. So you break a small piece of bread and you use it to help food onto your fork. And the second use is you use it to dip in whatever delicious leftover sauce is on your plate.
Not only are your kids going to be allowed into tapas bars and restaurants, they're going to be celebrated in these places. Your little boy or girl is going to be the king or queen of the restaurant that you're in, of the tapas bar you're in. We're talking fawning waiters, little gifts, and a general high tolerance for any running, shouting, or hijinks.
So only 18% of Spaniards have a siesta regularly, and then 60% never have a siesta. I, sadly enough, belong to that 60%. What's more common, especially in small villages, is that shops will close from like 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. for some sort of downtime, you know, maybe catching up with the house or homework. They're not really having siestas.
Okay, quick question. Siesta with pajamas on or in clothes?
Never pajamas on, for me anyway.
And what about sofa over bed?
Sofa. And no more than 20 minutes.
Okay, so this last one is small, but kind of huge. So many people call Barcelona Barça for short. Barça is not the short form or the nickname of Barcelona. It's the short form for the football team of Barcelona. The actual short nickname for the city Barcelona is Barna, B-A-R-N-A. Also, don't feel compelled to say Barcelona if you're speaking English. The English word for the city is Barcelona. That's the name. You would say Barcelona if you were speaking Spanish. So if you're speaking English, just say, I'm going to Barcelona. And guys, if you're curious about my Madrid Revealed City Guide, I'll link to that below. And if you want to really experience Spain like a local, I've made this playlist over here of videos that'll help you experience the real Spain, the authentic Spain. Click that and we'll see you over there in a moment. Ciao.